Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga. You are already listening to Boom Radio. Just leave the dial there. Settle down. Listen to it. Open your ear. Don't touch it now. Boom Radio. Live and direct. Frank Donga in the building.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Boomba from Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Shola Rogers.
My name is Tokumbo Ojekunle. Welcome.
And my name is Oladoluko. We bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very interesting Thursday afternoon. There are a few things that we're going to be talking about. President Tinubu is in the news again. Can I?
That's on my end again.
Okay, so President Tinubu is in the news again. His first lady is also in the news. There's a lot of the CBN governor or the CBN is in the news. A lot of people are talking about a few promises that the president and the CBN have talked about, and looks like they seem to be walking the talk. Or would I say some policies seem to be working. We'll get to it. Also, there's people's salaries that has gotten a few people talking. Catholic bishops are also in the news. And when you run your mouth, you might just land in jail. Just an advice. But we will get to that also. A few updates of the things that we talked about yesterday. We'll also get back to it from the gist about NLC to tout extorting people in Lagos State. There are also updates on that. And also the updates from the African Games and a few other things if time permits us to go on. So let's get right into today's show. As starts from the beginning, as we said, the president has officially suspended public funded foreign trips by ministers and government officials. According to the circular that popped up, there's a conversation of how that circular is in the public domain, though, even though that circular says restricted on it, but story for another day. Any which way, so there's been like basically a temporary ban of public funded foreign trips from all federal government officials from April 1st, 2024.
Yeah, in fact, I thought that we didn't need a presidential directive or order.
Really?
No, because it behoves on every responsible ministry headed by a minister to think about the tough times. We hear of, well, almost like frivolous trips. Some decide to go there for trainings. Okay? Yeah? And yes, please.
Can I cut you a little bit?
No, you don't have to stretch your hand.
I'm just for emphasis.
Yes.
So before you go on, there was a big statement you made. You said responsible. And I like your heart of gold, yeah? Please, you will continue.
No, you don't know whether it's gold.
I like it. No, you do have a heart of gold. For you to say some things. And why I say so is because you expect people to just be responsible.
No,
the fact that you are
on you to be.
Oh my God!
It's expected that you should be. Let us pretend about it.
Exactly.
Let us assume you have to. let's pretend that we put responsible people there.
Okay.
Unexpectedly, they should reason things out. Because why would you leave
Obviously,
the whole of this
they've
area?
not been responsible.
No. I'm not blaming the president for saying it. He needs to say, but or to
Since you people know how to access, since people know how to access,
it's worrying. Yeah, very highly worrying.
It is. Maybe I will not like if we go by what you said that you would expect people to know. But so if you do not know, the president has to now say it so that you will have sense.
He has said it. Not restricted.
I don't understand.
Yes.
Yeah, he has said it now. So people will have sense. So it's actually not putting a total ban. So the story now is that they're saying that really and truly, if it's not like you cannot go. A few things is that number one, you would have to have a 2 weeks. You have to give a 2 weeks notice. You have to defend
the trip, and there has to be a presidential nod before
to
you.
it. So the president has to know where you're going.
He has to know.
Yeah.
He has to know.
At times, too, when you think of all the stress that you probably had to go through, you will just give it a second thought.
Yeah, but the trips are official, right? Should be official.
No,
right?
no, he's saying that as a public funded, you can go.
You can go on your
go
own
on your
trip.
own money.
Okay, that's if you have it.
That's if you have it, and it's not disturbing
And it's
work.
it's not disturbing work.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting. It would always be like, as a leader of a team, you outline your plans and you expect your team members to key into them and also deliver, on their own side of the game. But the problem is that you find that not everybody would do that. And there are times when you have to pick up slack on behalf of your teammates, play their own side of the game and all of that. But I see someone who has already said we need to cut down on certain extravaganzas. He already said that weeks ago. And he must have seen that these people know the hear word.
Yeah.
They're not doing exactly what I expect in this regard. So right now, there's a tight noose, around their traveling necks, not their physical necks.
Making
now.
it like a taboo now.
Something like
So
that.
basically,
But the idea now is that you now need approval, presidential approval. What that means is it will have its pros and cons. The pros is that your proposals would be scrutinized, and you will be careful the kind of jamborees that you will go on with the number of people you're going to put on your official trips. That's one. Two, I'm speaking if they do it by the book. Two, the con is that you would not be able to be spontaneous. If you need 2 weeks to get to a 2 weeks notice to go on an official trip in the next 3 months, starting from April 1st.
Yeah.
So if there's this deal you've been chasing with some other ministers whatever, and they're like, you know what, Tokumbo, you need to be
We have embassies.
in Birmingham
countries do.
in 4 days time.
4 days time, yes, I get you.
You cannot go officially.
No, you can't go.
But what you would do is to go on your own dime. They won't stop you from going on your dime.
But you also
you must be clear. You must clear the office.
You might not even be reimbursed.
You must
But
clear
not
the
might.
office.
There's also the angle of that's if
But
there's something
it's
that
about
is not
funding.
holding you down.
You see, if it's not that's a non-issue. It's more about funding.
Yeah,
Do you
but-
understand? They're talking about official trips on public funds. If I want to go on an official trip that is spontaneous, that will benefit Nigeria, and I have to go sit down with some manufacturers or some people somewhere in Japan, and I don't have 2 weeks because I've been chasing those guys for months, and they're like, oh, there's an opening, and we're inviting other ministers from other countries, So you also have to come so that we have the meeting. And you're like, I have to get 2 weeks notice from my president. Do you understand? I'm saying that as a proactive minister, I will go on my dime.
And then you come back and defend.
I'm not defending the trip. The problem that they have is not just the fact that they are trying. It's about funding. Look, if you read that thing and read between the lines, they're not saying that they shouldn't travel.
Like it has to be. That's what I'm saying. So you go on your dime and come back. If you need your money, then you come and defend why you went.
To be honest, I won't even. If not everybody will think like me. I'm just saying that.
No, not everybody will think like that.
If I've been chasing something, because for instance, I know that the ICT minister, I think it was in Switzerland 2 days ago. I don't know if he's still there. You understand? I've seen Daniel Laki pop in and out. For all this is mining trips that he's gone for and all of that. I've seen a few ministers, and you see the Minister for Health. I think it's in Germany as we speak.
Ali Pate.
It just signed a deal yesterday that we see one of the biggest manufacturers. In fact, that group is not just a drug manufacturing group. They have other allied services, and they've agreed to come set up in Nigeria. So if that guy has been chasing them since last year, and we have an opening for you on Tuesday. Do you understand? He will go on his dime. All these guys know that there's going to be an assessment in a few weeks' time. And nobody wants to come and say, because of a 2 weeks window that I could not wait for.
It would even look bad on you.
So I'm saying that the cons is that now people are going to have to do a whole lot of things on their own, or look at it and say, well, it's not worth it. I can't use my money to serve Nigeria, so good luck to Nigeria. Do you understand? At the end of the day, it's a good move get towards cutting down the cost of these trips. People think that the cost is only about the cost of the ticket. No. The biggest issue that I've had since I understood some of these trips is how, there's ESTA code involved,
Then the number of people
who go on those trips.
Go on,
Do you get?
So we will see as it goes, as it's obvious that President Tinubu is not stepping down. He's not smiling at this point. And the truth is that we need to get with the times. It is what it is. There are too many things that money is needed for. I do not subscribe to when they say that Nigeria is broke. I don't think Nigeria is broke, honestly. I personally don't. I don't think we are. I just think that a lot of monies are just being mismanaged.
And that's why we're broke.
And it's not put in the right place.
So that means we're broke.
It's not put in the right place. So if these things are channeled in the right places, a lot of things would not seem so far-fetched. Then we will not be broke anymore. No, we would.
We are
because
broke.
It's still the same money.
No, Nigeria is broke.
No, I don't think Nigeria is broke.
No, we are broke.
No, let's go with facts beyond sentiment. Nigeria is broke.
Look what we're broke.
Okay.
We're broke. But yeah, I get you. Look what we're broke.
Tokumbo, what is the definition of broke?
Oh, no. Yeah, we are poor. Now, we're not able to afford.
No, I should be asking
we are not able to
what's
afford.
The definition of broke?
We are not being able to do. We have not been able to do what we should have done in so many areas.
Not because some of these monies were not there. It's because it was being mismanaged.
Corruption, and
exactly.
Stuff. Yeah, but we could have done better.
How does that translate to us not being broke?
No,
that's the reason why we're broke.
I agree that we are. I'm telling her you are broke.
Yeah, but she doesn't agree.
No,
and she has to come with facts to counter us not being broke.
No, we're
all you're talking about
we don't
is
have
corruption.
The money.
All you're talking about is corruption.
Oh, yes.
And it's the corruption that has made us broke.
Hey, but it is true.
Because the truth is that when you look at it,
okay,
so hold on. I don't see it. Personally, I don't. Because now, for the president to come out to say that public funded, stopping all these things, the truth is that if you really go by brass tacks, how many of this, like he had said, how many of this, visits and these trips are really needed? Even if they are needed, how many people? I can't remember who exactly was talking about it, but I know that it was a while ago. I think it was in the Senate where they're saying that what's the point of having embassies in other countries or consulates in other countries and employing people there when every time you need to do something in those countries, you need to move people from Nigeria to. What's the job of the people there? Those are the things, some of the things that.
Okay, so
the bottom, to me,
this discussion
is it really needed?
It's different. Do you understand? You see, let's not conflict issues. Let's have a clear discussion. You said it more than once, but today I want clarity from you when you say that Nigeria is not broke. Nigeria is broke, and I have reasons to say that Nigeria is broke. There is a 35,000 naira that the government was supposed to give federal government workers as a form of palliative. Tokumbo and Dolupo, they struggle to pay that money because they don't have those funds. So they have to wait for their monthly takings and all of that before they can pay. Why is Nigeria broke? Nigeria is broke because we've had an artificial value for the naira by using the dollar to defend the naira, taking money that we don't have, money that they could have used for something else. And as at the time Emefiele left, there was a claim of over 10 trillion naira that Nigeria is owing. You know why?
$7 billion.
Sorry.
Dollars, yes.
Okay, let's
yes, not naira. Yeah, correct, because it's about $7 billion. Yeah.
$7 billion. Let's come to the value in dollars. And how did we accrue this debt? How was Nigeria at a point where foreign airlines were bringing people in, Nigerians and non-Nigerians, and they cannot repatriate their funds?
So how is it that in the past few weeks?
I have not made my point. You can counter me a million times, but let me just make the point. Why is it that we had that deficit? Why? So they tell you that they were using whatever funds that Nigeria had to defend the naira so that the value of the dollar would not go high. And that's why there was this stability that the dollar would be, if it's 300 naira, then it's 300 naira for a long time. So they were more or less subsidizing the dollar.
Okay.
So what this new CBN governor did, what I'm talking about links to one of the stories we're talking about. Now, since Cardozo became governor, he clearly stated what he wanted to do. And in less than 8 to 9 months, the backlog of 7 billion verified, because the first thing was they got independent accountants to verify.
Deloitte, yeah.
And when they verified, I said, look, there's a bogus claim of 3 billion or something somewhere. We're not paying that. But you see this 7 point something, we're going to pay it. And in 3 or 4 tranches, they've cleared that money. Okay. Why are they able to do that? They are able to do that because, one, we remove subsidy on PMS. We have floated the dollar. It's floated the naira. So you don't need all those forex that we are getting from other places to block one hole. Do you get?
Doesn't that explain the fact that Nigeria is not broke?
Oh God! Please now. If Nigeria was not broke, people will bring their money and take their money. You see, the fact that, listen, if I come to you and say, there's this Esusu thing, Ajo or whatever, if I give you money to say, take my money, I'll collect it at the end of the month. You have no business not giving that money to me at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Nigeria could not pay back a lot of people for years, for months, because they didn't have the money.
Okay.
But now that they have blocked the loopholes, you see, that's why I'm saying that you are conflating issues. When Cardi B, that's what they call him on social media now, Cardozo, blocked the loopholes, they are able to now do one, increase the federal allocation. That's one, which is what we really need. 2, pay off all our foreign debts, monies that were embarrassing. Nigeria was the country that was owing airlines the most in the world.
It's settled then.
Everything has been settled. Now, if we had money, we won't be owing those people. So yes, Nigeria was broke, and Nigeria is still broke until they're able to clear every backlog, and everything is now determined by market forces. Nigeria is broke.
Okay, so like I said,
facts.
with his explanation, I had said before, it was about people and the bad policies. The money that they used, take for example, this CBN story, the money that was used to pay this backlog is still the money that Nigeria generated. It wasn't about producing or printing more Naira. Like he said, blocking some things and stopping some policies that were dangerous to us.
Yeah.
The money was there. It was just not being put to
The
good
money
use.
was not
Now,
there.
a minute.
The money was there because they
money
were
was
using
not
it to
there.
they were
A
using
minute,
it
a minute,
to
guys.
block something else.
1 minute. 1 minute.
The money was used to
I-
block something else.
Okay, let's look at it this way. We all agree that at a point in time, some people walloped money. They took money.
Yeah.
They didn't steal. Well, they
Allegedly stole money.
Allegedly stole money. Yeah. Thank
They say when we put allegedly, we are okay.
Well, okay.
Stole is
Now-
stole
now-
is very, very easy. Stole is
No.
petty thieves.
you. No.
Allegedly,
Okay. They got
Govt.
money. Okay, thanks.
yes,
They got
thank you
money.
very much.
They got money. Now, from the grapevine, there have been some plea bargaining stuff going roundabout. I don't know if you, of how
Allegedly,
some of
allegedly.
them have been returning.
Allegedly.
Allegedly still.
Allegedly.
No, I was referring to the loopholes that Shola was talking about.
Yeah.
Because true and truly, right, if those loopholes had not been blocked, really blocked, right, maybe they are still trying to block some. I don't know where they are.
Exactly.
But the money coming back now because those loopholes are being blocked.
Because the money, it wasn't
And-
like the money wasn't
and-
there. They were just being used to
The
block,
money was
do
not
all sorts of
there.
things. Because
You need to understand how finance works now.
The money,
It wasn't
okay,
there.
where
That's
was the
broke.
money?
The
Where was
money-
the money that was
That's
used
broke.
to? Wait, where was the money
It's
that
new
was?
income.
Wait, hold on. Where was the money that was used to defend the Naira?
I have
Oh,
already explained it to
oh,
you.
Now they're not
have
defending the
explained
Naira
it to
anymore.
You're getting the point. You're getting the point.
Yes, now I have
You getting the
explained
point.
it to
Yeah, I
you
said
to
it.
before.
That the
You were
no.
not listening. I explained the
No, I
money
was
that they
listening.
used.
I was listening.
How it was
listening,
sourced.
sure.
That's how it was sourced.
Exactly my point.
It's other people's money. They were using monies. Look, it's embarrassing. People were doing business with Nigeria. People will come to this country. And you know what happened? You know what
Nigeria was.
Do you know what that did? You know what that did to the stock market? People started taking their money out because, like, are you saying to me?
And they were not confident anymore to
Yeah,
do business
yeah.
with us.
So that's this is
We
you need
lost-
to
we lost
understand it.
credibility
Yes.
in that area.
So
True.
what they now see with this policy,
It's change of policies. That's it.
what they now change. That's why there's now we are moving away from broke. We are broke. I can go on and on and on about how broke Nigeria
I
is.
don't think so though. But anyway,
You see, you
Look,
need to.
Look, we don't have
There's
money.
something called credit. There's something called credit, though.
don't have
But you need to
money.
understand how finance works. And it's not about when they stash money somewhere and then also
I'm not saying they stash money
I said
anywhere.
Nigeria is broke.
That's your opinion.
It's not
I
my
don't
opinion.
think
It's a
like-
fact.
Okay.
You need to counter it, and you have not.
I have.
You
Because
haven't.
I've said exactly.
Because all you're saying, all you are saying is the things I said. The things I said is why we were broke.
Because
I think
policies
we need
were
to take it
the
easy,
wrong
yeah.
policies were being set up.
Let the temper
And they-
come.
no,
So
Those
we can-
policies
just-
made us
so we
broke.
can make the
Exactly.
point.
So they changed
So
the
we
policies
were
and it's
broke.
still
We
the same
were
about
broke.
the money.
Yes,
No.
we were broke.
I don't.
Nigeria is broke.
I do agree. Though.
Okay, so why?
Any which way.
Okay, why were we borrowing to even pay
Can we-
salaries?
can
Why
we-
were they printing money? Why was ways and means deployed? What was ways and means used for?
Because the
If you were
nonsense
not
that
broke-
they were doing.
If you were not broke, why would they dip their money into that? Dip their hands into it?
Who?
Because the
Just
So
nonsense
look
they
what
were
that's
doing.
broke now. That's broke.
Anyway.
That's broke. There's nobody that has money that will keep the money and go and be borrowing.
All right. Can we move
Can
on?
we move? Yes, please. So let's
Thank
go. More of the president, I think.
Yes. Still talking about President Tinubu, he has now also told the National Assembly that they need to calm down with the way they are talking to the National Assembly summons the MDAs and they should give them a bit of breathing space and let them do their work.
Their work.
And
I read that thing. I almost laughed.
and I don't think it's right. Personally,
I
I don't know how.
I think these guys are doing their work by reporting. Yeah, report to us. We want to come and clear this up. Yes.
I think that for too long, the National Assembly has shelved their responsibility of oversight duties.
Yes.
I think that, take for example, the CBN. That's why I personally feel that maybe that's why the CBN for so many years could do just anything and it was okay. Because nobody was going to look at it and they were probably even benefiting from it. The truth is that it's time that fire needs to be lit under people and they realize that every single move they make, it will be scrutinized. That's the point where we are now. Until things stabilize, I think everybody needs to be scrutinized. Even the president himself. So I don't think that I agree with the president saying that the National Assembly needs to limit. No need for breathing space. Let you know that you do one thing that is they feel out of place, they will summon you.
Yes, I believe so. I think they're working, really. They are working this time around. People know that the fear of that assembly is the beginning of wisdom for them. So when you get there, you got to walk up. That's it.
I totally agree with the president's call. I completely disagree with you guys. And the president did not say that they should shelve their duties. If you listen to the video or read the text again, he's saying, allow them work. Allow them work.
How is somebody allowing you work?
So if you keep micromanaging them, all in the name of oversight functions, you are going to limit their ability to deliver on their mandate and the jobs that they've been given. So carry out your oversight functions, but do not turn yourself to a micromanager. Do not turn yourself into an executive person. You are a lawmaker with oversight functions. So I think what he has done is basically to get a little bit of leeway for the MDAs. A little bit. Not saying, oh, don't summon them. He's saying, just please cut them a bit of slack. Let them work. And I totally agree with that.
It's not an argument for me. It's not. What I'm saying is, for me, is that the guys are working. The men are working. They are calling these guys to order, unlike what we had before.
Yes,
so for me, we are almost saying the same thing, but I think that the guys are working. Let them work.
I think that
that's for me, really.
He hasn't stopped them from working.
No, you didn't.
The president hasn't said.
No report said he stopped them.
I brought you guys to come and do.
No report said that. Shola, we all read it now.
I am actually feeding off what you said. So he hasn't said to them, don't walk. Don't do your work. He hasn't said that. He said, please, I'm pleading. Allow these people work. Do your work, but don't disturb them from doing theirs.
I don't think.
It's fine.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was a necessary conversation.
I think it was very necessary. I think that as a visionary, someone who sees beyond his nose, someone who sees far into the future, someone who has managed a state for 8 years before, who understands the intricacies of the legislature and the executive, and how, if you do not have a good relationship with the legislature, your government is going to go right before your very eyes.
Guys,
it's a smart move by Mr. President.
Guys, 110%. Continue to do your job as far as I'm concerned.
And he hasn't stopped them. He never said they should stop.
I didn't say he stopped them, Shola. You're saying yours, I'm saying mine.
Yes, now it's English. So he said they should continue.
It's not
he said they should continue.
Oh my God.
If you are saying they should continue,
we're still talking about the National
Assembly. Did the president say they should stop?
Okay.
Did he say stop?
It's not an argument.
Have a bit of water.
No, don't say that to me again. Don't say that to me again.
Okay.
Drink water means what now?
Okay.
We're at the bar and I'm speaking my mind.
Okay. All right.
Don't tell me to drink water again. It's completely wrong.
Okay, sorry. The House of Representatives as today. They had approved the president's request to increase salaries and allowances of judicial officers. Now it's kind of brought up a question as the Chief Justice of Nigeria is set to going to be earning about 1.1 million naira monthly basic salary and about 4.3 million regular allowances per month, which brings his annual salary, basic annual salary, to 13.5 million naira and 51.2 million naira in regular allowances.
13.5 million, right?
13.5 and 51.2 million, making it a total of 64.7 million naira.
Okay.
The Justice of the Supreme Court is said to make about 61.4 million naira allowances. The President of the Court of Appeal is to make about 62.4 million naira. So it's quite interesting.
I haven't done much study on this, but for crying out loud, I think it's going to depend on what type of job they're doing.
So
yeah,
there was a conversation with the retired Supreme Court judge last year where he had talked about how the CJN was earning as low as 400,000 naira, which was lower than the Supreme Court registrar, that was earning about 1.2 million naira.
So now they want to up it?
They're upping it to about 5.7 million per month.
Per month.
Yeah. That's some money.
That is not small. It's huge.
That's
money.
a lot of money.
It's huge money.
Two things that comes to mind is that yes, I think that the judiciary kind of needs it. Why I said so is that maybe it would reduce a lot of inducement, because there's always been allegations here and there of the judiciary being induced.
Which we need to prove.
But there's been allegations here and there. So maybe if they get paid really well, there won't be conversations of anybody getting induced or something. That's where I see one of it as. But two, also, wouldn't that also piggyback of other maybe parastatals, other agencies, and everybody will say they want some major increase. Yeah, that's it for me. Like, they think this well, like.
And down the line,
I would not be surprised if NLC and
basic salaries are still there.
Yeah.
When you look at government, whenever you look at government and you understand the three arms of government, the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature, you hardly ever get to see how badly paid the people in the judiciary are. When was the last time they got a salary increase? Do they even have any form of welfare that is commensurate with what the politicians are getting or close to it? If you are going to be fair, the Judicial Commission should be reimbursed every year. They should be given some kind of monies that takes them away from having to lean on the executive. Because if they are continuing the process of looking for funding for their judges, then there might be the fear that judgment will always go the way of government. But we've seen so far that this current judiciary, they don't care. There have been judgments that you think would have gone one way that have gone the other way. But you cannot generalize. There will always be good eggs and bad eggs. They're in the police, they're in the army, they're good and bad, and also there are good and bad judges. But generally, their salaries do not reflect their status in the society and the value that we expect or place on them. So it's completely wrong, especially when you look at the salary scale of the civil servants who are working with them as compared to them, the judges. I totally feel that this is a welcome development. And if you look at Tinubu's antecedents as a governor in Lagos, this is the same thing he did for the judiciary. And barely 3, 4, 5 years down the line, it brought some kind of verve into that sector of Nigeria. People wanted to be judges again. People wanted to work on the bench, and all of that. And if we can have this pan-Nigeria, it's going to be massive, because what that also means is that it will trickle down to the states, like the ones that are also engaged at that level, to the magistrate courts. it should actually trickle down.
Okay, so we will see where that is going, whatever is going to come out from that. Also, interestingly, the president's special advisor on information and strategy has put out a statement today, reacting to the central bank's clearing of the $7 billion foreign exchange, asking Nigeria to dump their dollars right now to avoid premium tiers, as Naira will continue to appreciate.
Yeah. Either way, I always say here at this table that when it comes to figures and all, I'm not a master at it. But I think, honestly, that the thinking of the central bank, the new thinking of the central bank, is working.
Yeah,
the policies are getting.
I think it was last
right.
month. I saw an interview with. I think it was more of a press briefing. I think it was after the last MPC meeting. They seemed to be a bunch that kind of have an idea of what they're doing.
I believe.
Nobody can sit down, even in this studio or any TV studio, and say that they actually have a total understanding of what's happening in Nigeria's forex industry or sector. You will be disgraced. You'll be dumbfounded that your theories, they don't work. They don't work. At some point, the dollar was heading to 1,900 in the parallel market, and it fell after all the hocus pocus with Binance, and people started saying, look, okay, so dollar had stabilized at 1,500 for a couple of days, about over a week or so.
4 days.
Yeah, and everybody was like, oh yeah, you see, so it wasn't Binance after all. And suddenly yesterday, dollar started falling again.
Yes, and I think
started
between yesterday and today, they're saying about Naira has risen about 4.5%.
So if you look at that, what would you say? Is it as a result of the policies of the government? One of the things that we must also realize statistically is that there's an increase in the number of forex that has come into Nigeria this year. The number of dollars that came into Nigeria in February, as compared to February last year, is way more. So why? Back to the changes that this government have wrought in that sector. So if it continues like that and there's more dollar liquidity, then there's about to be enough dollars for everybody to buy, for the ones who want to buy and all. That's why there's the allegation of people speculating. That's why the allegation of politicians also, using the dollar as a store of value rather than investing in Nigeria or putting money in the bank because they know they can be tracked. It is alleged that top politicians at the end of the month, I didn't say they are governors or anything, I just said top politicians.
No, you said it's an allegation, right?
That they will now get allocation and they will buy dollar. That's what they are saying. It's they that are saying it. But if that is true, that is a big problem because that puts a squeeze on the demand for dollar. The people who need it legitimately, people who want to pay their school fees, who are doing courses online, who are paying for services online, people who are importing, some raw materials or even finished products. Legitimate business. With so it puts a squeeze because they are competing with people who have free money to buy, allegedly. However,
go ahead.
This is always good news. Some people are already saying that, the dollar is going to crash to, Naira is going to be at 700 Naira or 1,000. I'm like, slow your horses because this happens, slow your white horses because this happened a couple of months ago and everybody was shouting, Tinubu this, before you know it,
you know something.
So I just think that we should just take it one day at a time.
Well, you know something else? We've always said at this table, honestly, and I keep repeating that when you're in the opposition, and you see something slightly good that is coming out from a corner piece of the government policies, right? Nod and say it's good. Talk about it. Because I see a lot of opposition again on this, and somebody can say this thing is just a fake. It's going to come up again. It's going to crash again. And this morning.
The funny thing is that you can't actually blame them at that point.
No, you know why?
Because it has happened before.
No, you know why? Because again, we have evidences to show that things are probably changing. they paid
at
off.
least
You
maybe
paid off a backlog.
I think we can
You paid
we
the
can
backlog.
say
And the
that
policies-
when it
policies
is
are- the
over a long time, when there's a stability over a long time.
Agreed. But now I'm not saying that it's Uhuru. But
Yeah.
the facts are that the road is open. We are seeing some improvement based on some things they have done.
Oh yeah.
You know, I said so earlier that they brought in an independent. Okay, shall I also confirm? You also did that they brought in an independent body to check
what exactly is
and
the
that was
real
a thorough. It was a thorough job they did to actually look at those who really needed this foreign exchange, those who are paying for school fees, those who are actually trading, and it was the result they brought back. Okay, that made central banks say, okay, yeah, we're going ahead. Now there's been a thorough check. Prior to now, nobody was checking anything.
Yeah.
We're not checking anything.
It's just,
It's just an open market.
But we'll see where that goes to. Before quickly, another thing that is kind of making a lot of people talk about, especially on social media, is an interview that the First Lady had. And it's interesting where there's a part where she had said, this seems to be getting a lot of people a bit angry. So she says, and I quote, look at those people that are going to Japa. They go there. What work are you doing? You know, work that you refuse to do at home, where you have loved ones. You now end up and do there with all their education. They're driving cabs, but they will not drive cabs here.
Two things for me. The truth is bitter, but at times you don't want to hear it from anybody, especially not from the president's wife. But the truth is bitter. But for as long as there's a disparity in Nigeria's currency, and the disparity is big, people will always feel the tendency to move out, to work, or export, or look for ways
I think
to
it's
earn
just
forex.
about the value.
If you like, I don't know who's going to be the best president that people will like. Maybe it's a Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton from America. They loan that person to Nigeria, or you bring back Nelson Mandela, or you give us Nnamdi Kanu from the dead, or Awolowo. People will still Japa. It has nothing. Look, for as long as there's this difference, are you playing around? Someone is in the UK and he sends £1,000 to Nigeria. £1,000. He saved up £1,000 for a month, and he sends it to Nigeria, and he gets about 3 million naira or so. Are you playing? Do you understand? Like, if he had stayed back in Nigeria doing the same job, would he be able to save 3 million? That's savings. Yes, I know it's expensive out there too. I know that life is not a bed of roses, but it's not a bed of roses anywhere.
Comparable to the local currency.
Yeah,
I think it's all about the currency.
So for me, it's the currency. The added advantage is infrastructure. That you're in Paris, and Paris is almost turning to a dump now. You're in London. You're in New York. New York is almost turning to a dump.
Excuse
You're
me.
in saying that crimes, yeah. No, but it's the truth, because if you look at the new videos,
Yeah, there are a lot of things.
There's so many things you want to point out.
So,
other countries are also being
they're
flogged.
going through it.
Yes.
They are being flogged by the economy.
So at the end of the day, the added advantage is that there's power 24/7. Do you understand?
Give it.
You
don't have to think of how to get water.
We're not going to fool ourselves.
Give it.
There's power. There's constant water, but you will pay for it.
You have to
But
pay.
it's there.
You have to pay.
Then education is free to a certain level in some countries for some ages. Do you understand? When you look at those things, some people will calculate and say, you know what, they're going to Japa.
Yeah.
So, but they should also consider other things, and that's what maybe that's what she's trying to say. But she's not been known to mince words. Yeah. She's one that actually is not afraid to speak her mind.
Positively blunt woman.
Anyway, we'll
definitely. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. Now, the Japa thing didn't start this.
It didn't.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
It didn't.
It started right from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Believe it. Yeah. And people ran because they just couldn't stay, okay? But when they got there, look, The cab drivers that Madame was talking about, people drove cabs. People worked in mortuaries, in morgues.
Till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow, they're still doing it, right? It was not only to make ends meet, because they went with their dependents. And when you get there, you have a paper to get in there. You must work to pay tax. You must pay taxes. There's no way you will be there and you will not pay tax. So that's a system that's working because the infrastructures are there.
Yeah.
So people run away because of A, B, C, and D. Okay, we have been talking about education. We talked about ASU and stuff. Yeah, and we are still breaking intermittent breaks for us. Children
Strike after strike.
Strike. These children are on the road. The Uber driver that took me out yesterday, Shala Dolupo, a female. And she said she had to do it because she just didn't know how to survive.
Survivor, yeah.
Whose car is this? My friend's car. We all pair it. And to me it was, the bad times will make us think and be creative. But honestly, it's not. Maybe she dropped that, the drive cabs here, the drive cabs here. Maybe that was the closest thing she could use to
Funny
relate
enough,
with.
it's not a bad thing, like you said. I think the bottom line is
Yes.
still the disparity in the value of the currency, and that's it. Whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
If it's close, I think maybe not as much people will travel.
Yes.
People will still do. See, there's something I totally believe that even in Nigeria, yes, they'll say there's a lot of unemployment, there's this, there's that.
Yeah.
If you are not a lazy person, you might not have a lot of money, but you won't be hungry.
You won't be hungry.
You won't be hungry. You just talked about someone that needed to find a means to an end.
Yes. And by the way, on the trip,
But he's working.
she stopped over to drop a baby's lunch box. She still do school runs.
You have to do what you have to do.
Honestly,
the truth is that, is it different?
My wife and I sat down, look at her.
Is
said,
it probably
"Really?"
different?
She
Is
said,
it probably different from someone that is driving a cab in the UK? Probably not. The person in the UK probably doesn't have, or they're probably going through the same issues.
Same.
But the truth is that by the time that person makes money, their profit at the end of the month is worth more than what she has at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Absolutely.
Before you guys make us move on to another story, if the First Lady considers the value that the Nigerians in diaspora are adding to Nigeria's economy, she would not come across as being combative or talking down people who have been abroad. I'm not saying that's what she did, but that's what it's sounding like. The remittances, diaspora remittances, is Nigeria's second highest earner. Like, when you come to value for forex. One of the reasons why we entered trouble was some funny policies that allowed Nigerians in diaspora to keep their forex in
dollars
and still send money to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a dangerous thing for Nigeria. So I want to send $1,000 to Nigeria from the US. The dollar doesn't leave the US because there's some ways and means in quotes that people are deploying.
It doesn't.
Yes.
People get smarter
So,
by the day.
and that's me, if anybody wants to Japa, man, let them just Japa the right way.
Yeah, just do it the right
Do
way.
it the right way. And don't
get
go
your-
there and go and be messing up and be doing things that it's Nigerians.
Have a
it's the
goal.
Nigerians.
Have a goal.
Yeah.
Have a purpose.
Okay,
Move on.
so moving on from that, just take a few updates of stuff that we talked about yesterday. So yesterday we talked about people where someone had noticed that because there's a lot of roads being done and pedestrian bridges, I think in Lagos State, talked about, and their new pedestrian bridges being built and all that, and the government is really hammering and arresting people for not going on these pedestrian bridges. Someone had put out a video where touts were extorting people before they allowed them on these pedestrian bridges. An update of that today, the Commissioner of Environment had posted that these people have actually been arrested at Yaba. There's also a lot of talks of saying that there are a lot of miscreants and all around Aja area, the pedestrian bridge at Aja. I hope that they also look into that and expedite action like they have. with this particular one. Also, there was news, an update on news of the fire that happened in Idumota yesterday. After the boombar, we had talked, and then we had found out that apparently fire had also caused a collapse of one of those buildings. Such a very sad one. Also, the NLC picketing the Labour Party Secretariat, it had not only been in Abuja, the NLC has now moved to Edo State, also accusing Julius Sabure of running the party like a personal business. Additional to that,
NLC accusing
Labour Party.
Labour Party.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Of Labour Party chairman of running it like a business. Also, there's also been talks of there's also where there's a chieftain of the NLC that has actually come out to say that NLC, the Labour Party, was officially registered by the Labour Party. So in 2003, so the NLC owns the acting national chairman of the NLC Political Commission had said that NLC owns the Labour Party as they had registered it and it was given ownership rights in 2003.
NLC owns
the Labour Party.
We mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah.
That of course, the Trade Union Congress and the NLC set up the Labour Party.
Labour Party.
The Labour Party is saying to the Nigerian Labour Congress Party, I made an honest mistake.
That's not a honest mistake. That was
Is it your
intentional.
mistake? Is it your mistake?
It's not a mistake. Very deliberate.
That was deliberate.
Exactly.
You people think you know me?
No.
Yes.
You really think you know me?
Yes.
The fact of the matter was deliberate.
It was deliberate. We could all see and hear.
Anyway, I'm sure they are listening. They know who said what.
Please, they are distracting me.
They know who said
Yeah,
what.
right.
I was serious. I was not.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
But
I like the drive.
seriously, the Labour Party is saying that the party belongs to the workers, not to the NLC. Do you understand?
Who are the workers?
Wait now. Am I their lawyer?
But since you explained,
there was a judgment in 2018, and I'm not supposed to bring it up because I was going to call up that document, and I got caught up with other things. There was a judgment in 2018 that limits the interference of the Nigerian Labour Party Congress.
That was not intentional again.
I'm trying to put the words. You see, it's confusing now.
It is.
Labour Party.
You know what? Get
Nigerian
us.
Labour
Shall I
Congress.
get us the acronyms? Don't stress them out. Just
Okay, NLLCP.
okay, fine. Go ahead.
NLFPC.
No, there's nothing like that. Why are you even encouraging
Let's help
it?
him.
Why
Let's
are you
help
encouraging it?
No, I'm helping.
No, you're not. You're encouraging.
the
You're encouraging bad behavior.
The brain could twist.
You are encouraging bad behavior. On that note, we are leaving this matter.
The whole matter, Sha.
Yes, we are.
The whole matter, Sha, is that
We have not landed.
after all said and done, Nigeria needs a vibrant opposition, regardless of what anybody says or feels like. You might not like the Labour Party. You might be an APC person or a PDP, AAA person or whatever party you belong to. Just remember that after all said and done, Nigeria first. Nigeria does need a very vibrant opposition.
Well said.
Okay, talking about elections, INEC has, through its national chairman, has had a few things to say. First things first, he says that there's officially no election season in Nigeria, and he made this known because he says that there's always election because of off-cycle elections. In between the election season of the major elections, there's always off-cycle elections. So until we go back to
Have a
everybody
calendar. Have a
having,
calendar.
but I don't know how that wants to happen, because are you going to say that some people will not finish their tenure, or some people would
because
extend their
in
tenure?
between we've had to
Do you understand? Or maybe it's time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it is time to go back to legislature to check what does the law say about those things. Until that happens, I think that we'll continue to have off-cycle elections, or the judiciary will continue to sack people, and replace people in between, and they will always have this off-cycle elections. Also, he has said that conflicting primaries are very disruptive and they're wasting INEC resources.
Well said.
I want to talk about the conflicting primaries and leave all the other story about election season and all. How is it possible? Is my own question still. The parties are duly registered by INEC, that's the electoral body. You know the authentic leaders of every party because you have their documents with you. If there's a change, are they not supposed to come and rectify it with you? How is it possible that there are two primaries in one state by one party? That is the part I don't get, because the law clearly states that INEC will be there to observe.
Yes.
So if the law says that there's only one chairman that is recognized and two people are parading themselves as chairman,
it's not your business.
Shouldn't they use the same law to say you're a criminal?
To decide finally.
Yeah.
Two.
It should be who followed the...
Two, what's your business with another person that's organizing primaries somewhere else other than the duly registered exco of the party? There's no ambiguity in this thing. There's no,
I think they're trying to be diplomatic, and I think that's the problem.
It's going to
And
cost
I think
you
that's
more
the problem.
credibility.
It's not your business if you say that INEC officials have to be somewhere, or before 30 days to something, you have to submit this. Who is whoever that is submitted at the time that is submitted, and it goes on. I think that INEC is trying to dabble into what they're not. They're trying to be diplomatic. There's no need. Stick to the law, and everybody will fall in line.
Unless there is no law in place.
Exactly.
There's a law in place.
There's a law in place. So why are we wasting?
And the earlier they come out well and tidy the snake, they shouldn't put it under the carpet.
Exactly.
Because it's going to be it's a potential bomb.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
it
a
is.
potential bomb.
So quickly before we go, we're just going to dabble a little bit into the All African Games going on in Accra, Ghana. In the last couple of days, it has been a lot of track and field, pretty much, events, and it has been fantastic for Nigeria. There've been a lot of new, would I call them new talents, or just a lot of emergence that we've seen. There are a lot of old athletes also that have stepped up. Yes, yeah. Very, very, very interesting. But take, for example, on the athletics, Nigeria is leading that table right now with 7 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze. That's they have about 11 medals at the moment, with Ethiopia with 10.
Is Egypt there?
Egypt is... Interestingly, I don't think that is their strong point.
It's fine.
Exactly. They are about 13 with 3 medals, 1...
wow, how did they get there?
Yeah, 1 silver and 2 bronze. I don't think that athletics is their thing. But speaking of Egypt, on the total medals table, they are still leading with 92 gold, 41 silver, and 34 bronze.
Really?
What do you mean, Pere?
No, it's fine.
What do you mean, Pere? See, don't let bad blood. Don't let envy. Like, what's it called? They are good.
Something to you, whether I am envious or not, you can't change that.
I'm just saying, don't let envy take over.
No.
Moving on to the second is Nigeria. With 35 gold, 23 silver, and 32 bronze. And so in total they have about 90 medals. South Africa is third with 97 medals, but with 29 gold, 30 silver, and 38 bronze. It's actually getting very interesting now. A lot of games that that are very, so it would be nice if anybody can catch it. It's sad that it's just sad that you wonder, like, there's nobody really showing it. A lot of those things, you see them on YouTube and all that. I would have loved, like, if, like, there's a channel somewhere that is, you know, showing this thing that you can literally just tune into. But it is what it is. The Nigerian athletes are doing fantastic.
Talking about
They're
that,
doing fantastic.
They are doing well.
the Nigerian women's team will be defeating the Ghanaian team tonight. The game will be played sometime around 9 p.m. Nigerian time. I believe that Ghana will be lucky to leave that match with a silver medal as the Nigerian women's team gets another gold. So you can chalk down 35
That is the
and make
most
it.
subjective commentary I have heard in my life.
Sue me, sir.
I will sue you. How would you say?
You people don't even understand.
I don't want to understand anything.
The rivalry
Why?
is not smiling.
Why?
See,
Oh,
How will I
Lord.
understand that?
I have one grain today deliberately for this purpose.
Oh.
Just for those 5 minutes or
Okay.
5 seconds of. You
Let's
understand?
please
But-
remind them when will this match be played?
Tonight,
What
9
time?
p.m. The
9.
game will be played 9 p.m. Nigeria will be defeating Ghana at 9 p.m.
Wow,
The
wow,
Nigerian women, you see, the men did not even leave the group stage. The Nigerian women will be winning gold and increase our gold tally to 36.
Anyway,
That's if we don't win other medals
before that 9
before
p.m. Yeah,
9 p.m.
it's
But Ghana is lucky; they are guaranteed one more silver.
oh wow. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
come and be
We are
good.
playing in Ghana.
Today is that day.
Oh yeah, Ghana is not close to.
They
what's that?
never
What's
see
it?
me coming. They didn't know. They did not know. Today is that day.
Okay, we're going. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Ghana, on your
Oh my God.
impending silver.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Nigeria, on your
Thank you
gold.
very much for
in women's
watching, for
football.
listening. We'll
Thank
be
you so
back
much.
again tomorrow at
Okay.
3 p.m. West African time. It is Friday, so there's going to be some amazing
Yes,
gist
tomorrow.
It is the TGIF edition. So have a beautiful day ahead, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Bye.
Peace.
They never see me coming.